Hello lovely people and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing a really quick trailer breakdown for the Infinite Warfare reveal trailer. I've been pretty quick with this one, it only came out this morning and I am going to do one now. My initial impressions, what I've seen from going through the video for the first time. The way this video will work is I'm going to play the trailer and pause at certain points and talk about what's on the screen before playing the rest of it, and we'll get through the entire trailer.
Unknown. Unidentified settlement ships. You are moving into a restricted
They just opened fire. We're f***ing fire. Beta's guns are attacking our airship.
This is a full-blown...
Oh my god.
We are getting breaking news out of Switzerland.
Geneva has suffered a massive attack.
So here we see some sort of robot soldier which is crouched behind this army woman at the front. It makes me think that this robot is more human-like than what we saw in Black Ops 3, and also that it's on Earth. Obviously they are crouched down, there's a car just to the right of them, so it looks like it's on this planet. This robot makes me think that they are slightly more advanced, slightly further into the future than Black Ops 3 was, and this would fit in with the space theme. This robot does seem quite human-like. Secondly, she also has some sort of dual optics on her weapon. As you can see, there is what looks like two red dot sights. We've seen things like this in the past before in older CODs, where you press the stick in on the controller on the console and a different sight will pop up to get a different range on it. And finally, she has a Lebanon flag on her left arm and the SCAR logo on her other. Maybe this is Salter that the Facebook guy has mentioned a couple of times. We'll have to see. But the Lebanon flag would suggest that it's countries from all around the world working together. We haven't really seen anyone from these countries playing before within the main game, so we'll see how that goes in the rest of the trailer.
Want him alone? Death count continues to rise, and there's no end in sight.
Here we can see they have some sort of pack on their back. I'll come back to this and talk about it in just a few seconds.
Sovereign. Divert and deploy all available assets immediately.
Holy shit.
Let's get to the tower. Go! Fix the house.
You can quite clearly see here that there are two guys thrust jumping in some form. It appears to be coming from the pack on the back that I just mentioned beforehand. It looks sort of like a jetpack. They don't appear to be going too high, so it's not like going to be advanced warfare level. Maybe more like Black Ops 3. They seem to go for a little bit on top of this car, but that's not really that high, so I wouldn't be too concerned about it being thrust jumping like Advanced Warfare exosuits. This doesn't mean that it's going to have advanced movement in multiplayer or in the game. It might just have aspects of single player that do.
Biggest surprise attack in the history of the world. How could they not have seen this as one of our own?
This looks like some sort of space pod. Maybe it's deploying troops from some sort of ship that's above, or maybe it's come from space entirely. We don't know it yet at this point.
We have no precedent for this. We have no playbook for this.
The jets in this next clip actually look quite similar to the ones that were in the Black Ops 3 campaign, if any of you played that. The way they can hover but also fly like normal fighter jets is quite interesting and was quite a lot of fun in that story mode.
And apparently we have little time.
Let me make our situation absolutely clear. We are now at war with the Settlement Defense Front. Godspeed, captains.
Godspeed is actually a quote from the launch of Apollo 11, just before they launched from Mission Control, and links into what happens next, so if you want to keep watching.
You got eyes on this, Reyes?
Affirmative.
Let's get in there.
Here's something that I mentioned in my Infinite Warfare themes ideas video, and that is that these fighter jets would be able to go on Earth and into space, all at the same time with one pilot. That's what I saw in the helmet on the box art. I thought there'd be fighter pilots that could also go into the atmosphere, out of the atmosphere, into space. So that's what we're seeing here. So at this point we are now in space, and it looks like we're on some sort of asteroid or planet that's breaking up. Normally asteroids show this sort of breaking up, so I'd assume we were flying past that. But that also looks like the sun in the background, and it is much larger than what we're used to seeing on Earth, which gives us sort of idea of the distance away from here maybe. Maybe it's quite far away for the sun to be that much bigger. And at this point we're having a battle over a very large spaceship, and that is the moon in the background, so we seem to have come back towards Earth a little bit. At this point we have our first sign of settlement on a different planet that's not Earth. It's obviously not Earth because of the way it looks, unless the whole planet has been destroyed. Maybe it's the moon, but it doesn't look too much like it. It's large enough to be a planet of some sort, but this shows that we have settled, at least militarily from the looks of it, on different planets in space as well. Again, we see a different flag on someone's arm. This is the British flag. Again, linking into the idea that maybe different nations are all working together to fight the enemy. Also, the guy on the right seems to be wearing some sort of helmet similar to the one seen on the box art. So maybe this is the sort of fighter / spaceship helmet that I mentioned in a previous video. So here we get to look at some sort of ground-based tank. It does have a camera on top if you look right in the middle, so it looks like it would be remotely controlled, but more importantly it is fighting quite a large robot. It's hard to see whether this is a mech suit or being controlled by someone, but it is extremely large and battles this tank with no problems. We get to see maybe some sort of new movement mechanic here. This is obviously grappling. We saw something like it in Advanced Warfare. This would be quite useful in space, obviously, to grapple things into you and to grapple around, so maybe it's a way of moving around in space. Also, we see an optical attachment on his weapon. It looks like some sort of red dot sight, but there is another sight at the front that appears to be getting in the way, so I'm not too sure about that, but maybe it's something we'll see in the final game. The British guy is back just here, and this time we get to look at his name. His surname appears to be Marr, maybe it's shortened from a longer surname such as Marshall, with his first name being O something. Maybe this is a character that will be key in the story mode, or we might play alongside him. Now this is obviously a robot from its head, but it does have a very strangely human-like body. The only thing I can think of is that robotics have advanced quite a lot at this point. We saw one crouching down earlier acting quite human-like, so maybe they're just trying to make them look a little bit more human.
Knowledge.
This time we are somewhere completely different in space. It appears to be some sort of planet or asteroid near Saturn. This is quite far away from what we've seen before. We seem to be jumping backwards and forwards quite a lot in this trailer. Maybe it's indicating an idea of the sort of distances that we'll be covering within the story mode. Again, that looks like Saturn in the background, and we appear to see some sort of civilization on this planet. I think it's the same thing that was on the previous clip before it changed, but who knows, it might be somewhere completely different. And now we get to see Call of Duty 4 or Modern Warfare Remastered.
Pre-order the Legacy
Legacy Edition and get Modern Warfare Remastered.
The graphics in that looked insane. I saw some of the water reflections when they were on the ship, and that was so good. So far we have 3 confirmed maps for the Modern Warfare Remastered. These are Crash, Backlot and Crossfire, which I am very excited to be playing again. So from all that, I am extremely excited to see what Infinity Ward are going to be bringing us. From the trailer, it looks as if the SDF, which is the Settlement Defense Front, are attacking Earth, and the nations of the world have come together to try and fight back. I assume by settlement they mean what we saw on different planets. Maybe the SDF is a hired militia, a private militia, that was employed to defend these places. The Facebook guide did call them militant radicals, which was linked to this sort of idea. And it did say at 57 seconds into the video that the biggest surprise attack on the world has just happened. So it looks like they didn't see it coming. Maybe this SDF was working with the world before, and all of a sudden they decided to go rogue. Also, I'm not that bothered about it being in space. As long as the core mechanics of the game work well, then it's going to be a lot of fun. It wasn't all like laser guns and lightsabers and things like that, which is fine with me. Either way, I am hyped to see what is coming, and so far this whole reveal has just been so awesome. I love the way they integrated clues and things into social media and Nuketown on Black Ops 3 and things like that, but it's been so great. If you've liked this video, feel free to drop a like, comment anything that I may have missed that you might have picked out, subscribe for more content, and I will see you guys later. There were problems in Modern Warfare. Aspects of the game like 3x grenades, which is really spammy,